Welcome to Buckmore Park. This is a 1,200-meter international kart circuit, probably the most competitive circuit in southern England that we know of anyway. We're here for the next 2 days. We're going to focus on a driver named Brandon Thomas and take you through the experience of the test day, trial runs, and race day as well. Behind me here is the karting shop area, and this is Brandon Thomas here. We're going to focus on him today. He's probably the calmest driver I've ever met. He's very relaxed before races and training sessions. I don't know what kind of drug he's on, but it keeps him pretty calm. This is a 2-day race weekend. This is Saturday, June the 15th. This is practice day, where each driver has a chance to go out and do 6 practice sessions of about 10 laps. Make sure their cars are tuned well, their tires are right, make sure they get their setups well practiced before the race tomorrow. Tomorrow will be 3 races and then a B and an A final. If you do well in your first 3 races, your qualifying times are good. Or you increase your time in each race, you get into the B race, and then if you do well now, you get into the final race, and then it's trophy time. This is the Buckmore kart shop pit right now. We've got 3 active karts in practice sessions today. I think there'll be 2 more coming in later. Probably a total of 6 in our pits for the races tomorrow.
Better with that bar out?
Not necessarily better, but it's different. They can go either way.
We never get a yes or no with you. It's either, well, not necessarily, maybe, could be, possibly.
None of the engines can fire up before 10 in the morning because it's against the law. Because those houses up there hate this track. You can imagine living up there, and every day and every weekend you have races and races and races. So you can't start the engines before 10, and the public circuit has to close down by 10 at night. But even if I lived there and I had 12 hours a day of this noise, that wouldn't be fun. Okay, so this is what kind of kart is this?
It's a CRG, it's Italian. It's a new chassis for us. We're testing it out this weekend. At the moment, it's proven to be very, very good.
Looks nice. It's brand new, is it?
We've done 1 test day in the wet, really wet, I have to say, and it's good, very good.
So is this a level? Is this the same as the Rotax, or is this
no?
What Brandon races?
No, this is a restricted class called Minimax,
okay.
And it has 2 restrictors in the engine, which limit obviously the speed it can go. And when he's 16, or whenever he goes up, he can take the restrictors out and be the same as Brandon.
Okay.
Basically.
How long have you been racing, Christopher? All your life?
7 months.
7 months? How old are you? Wow, you're getting a good start on everything then. Brandon just started this year and he's 19, so...
Yeah, it's good to start at an early age, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
So are you going to pursue racing as like a career? Is that your idea?
We'd like to.
I probably won't make it to Formula 1, but I might go up to gearbox racing.
Never say never.
No.
Who knows?
I never say that.
Yeah?
No.
Look at who's the Japanese driver for Jordan this year? Saito?
Yeah.
Yeah. He started when he was 19, right in this league right here.
That's late, isn't it?
5 years later, he's in Formula 1.
Yeah, that's how good he is. Yeah.
Well, Brandon Thomas is racing here this weekend, and he's in the novice league for the next 4 races, and he's in the regular league. And he'll probably go into Formula Renault in the late fall, early winter, and maybe F1 someday. That's the plan, and this is how many F1 drivers get started, is in this kart league.
Changing the power valve. Needs to be cleaned before every session.
doing freelance surveillance. What you just saw was the first practice session. The carts have come in, we're getting it tuned up for the second practice session. We're on our way out in just a minute.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's about the same, but it's just kind of turning in, or not turning in as well as it is, but
Major discussion on the front end.
Increase, you can wind this stock in and out to increase the gap, so we've had to wind that out, and therefore we've had to re-centralise the disc. Be lovely.
Once it gets in your blood, I don't think it's going to stop.
Yeah, I just get a kick out of that fast.
You gonna go to Silverstone this year?
Money, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how much a regular ticket costs actually.
Everybody's been really slating it because I think it's cheaper to go a lot of Europe, like France and places like that.
Intrepid, Brandon. 19 fellow.
Now between practice sessions, it's really important what goes on because they come in, they've got electronics on the steering wheel, it tells them their lap time, their quarter lap time, so they know how they're doing relative to the other racers and especially racing against themselves. They also tune up the car. If there's tire pressure problems, for example, Brandon's chain came off. So they've got to examine the car, figure out why the chain came off that last practice session. Maybe it needs tightening, maybe the axle needs to be balanced a little bit. So a lot of little adjustments have to go on so that they're prepared for the next session and especially prepared for the racing tomorrow. This is the third practice session now, and all the cars are about to begin off the dummy grid. Get ready.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Come on.
Times. That is many down to 41, 41.6, 41.
That's cargo, my cargo, 160, swiftly.
We're here in the video control room with much more fun. You can see from these TV monitors every piece of the race if you want to follow the driver through the course. You've got hairpin 1 here, hairpin 2, you've got the cafe curve, Sicily straight, which is no side to move here. And then we've got roving free eyes to travel around the track independently. Right now you can see the driver moving the hairpin 2, moving up the SE curve, and they should be soon coming in the cafe curve. As soon as they come in the cafe curve, you can hear the wheel there. Here they go. Drivers from each class come up and accept either the first, second, or third place trophy. in their division. 4 weeks ago, Brandon was on the second place podium, 1 second on ball for the novice race. This is where they're all going to be coming in after their 10 practice laps. I thought, so I was only 3/10 of a second off in my estimate.
This is the last practice session, and I'm gonna do a test in a Tony kart, which is an Italian designed chassis with the same Rotax engine. So I'm gonna see if what kind of times I can get out of it. It's got different tires. It's got Dunlops on there right now, so it might be a little bit different, but I'll show you. This is the Tony kart chassis, and it's a little bit different from the LRG, which is what I'm running right now. And if it feels good, and it's a noticeable time difference, then I might try to trade mine in for one of these or something like that. But we'll see how it goes.
And it's already got 125 liquid cooled 2-stroke engine, produces something in the order of 28 to 30 brake horsepower. If you come out here, you'll see there's a direct drive from a small sprocket at the front of the engine through to a larger sprocket at the rear. And the sprocket at the rear generally determines your gearing, i.e. how fast your car will actually accelerate. The larger the sprocket, obviously the more take up you're going to get out of corners. But the smaller the sprocket, you're actually going to get more speed on the straight. Okay, let's talk about tyres. Sticky compounded tyre. Generally these are run between sort of 10 and 12 psi. But you notice that this particular tyre, extremely sticky. Once it gets to heat within a couple of laps or so, very adhesive. It's quite a soft grade tyre, designed for sprint racing. The softer the tyre, generally the shorter the event, the harder the tyre, the longer it'll actually go on for. So let's talk about the way it drives then. Basically very simple. Right foot accelerator, left foot brake. Some new drivers have some degree of difficulty sometimes getting used to left foot braking, but it's all really part of feel and practice. And as you'll notice, there's generally very short amount of travel as the car has to be extremely responsive on and off. Very simple steering. Basically, simple steering column onto 2 track rods, and that's it. Very responsive, very responsive. Very sort of small movements of the steering wheel required to actually steer the car. The ride height of the car generally anything between sort of 3/4 of an inch to an inch. You'll notice it's very close to the ground, and if you get things wrong, that can seriously ruin your day. This is the last practice session of the day. This is the straightaway in the first hairpin turn after Cafe Curve. This is one of the fastest sections of the track coming up here. They've got to brake pretty hard. You'll hear the squealing of the tires along this curve. Brandon's actually testing an alternate kart today for this particular trial session to compare his times to his own kart, so he can determine tomorrow what he needs to do to his own machine to improve the time.
bars. No time for player Haitian Mac paper chasing. Kicked out the substation to the hip hop nation. The more hits, the more bigger with a legal way figures. Develop the status of a platinum plus nigga. But the first bad hope to show I can hit it. I keep pushing, don't quit it, don't stop till I get it.
Don't stop, get it, get it.
That's real.
Don't stop, nigga, hit it.
I will, gon' do it, gon' do it, gon' do it, do it, do it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
Don't stop, get it, get it.
That's real.
Don't stop, nigga, hit it.
I will, gon' do it, gon' do it, gon' do it, do it, do it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it. Put your ass into it.
Well, that's the end of day one practice session. How did it feel in the turns compared to yours?
Well, it's just like turn-in is a lot more solid, I guess. And then on corner exit, you know, when you come out, it's like it feels like I guess it's the 50mm axle that it was a lot better coming out of corner.
Once you get the bars at both ends, so it makes it a mix.
So what was your time? 41.6.
Well, that brings to an end a day in the life of a kart driver. This is practice day. This is when you've got to get the kart tuned up right, where you get out on track and get the feel of the track, get loosened up and ready for the big day tomorrow. Brandon today, his best time with his kart was 41.9 seconds. On the alternate kart, his friend, actually his mechanic's kart, Mark, he did 41.6 seconds. So he actually had a little better time with the other kart. He's still decided that he's going to race his own kart tomorrow. He feels more comfortable in it. And we'll see. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. There's going to be 48 Rotax Maxes competing against Brandon. Ciao.